Hello, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. Wherever you are in this world, I wish you well. Welcome to another episode of the Sacred Raven podcast. Grab yourself a nice cup of tea and let's get cozy. So, once a month, friends of mine host Tarot Swirl. It's a brunch, a gathering of friends, clients, and those that are spiritually like-minded to come together to eat, share, and receive. Those that attend bring a dish to share, and the hosts provide guidance and insight. After everyone eats, a deck of tarot cards, specifically the Osho Zen Tarot, gets laid out in a circle. We center ourselves into the moment, forgetting all that has passed and all that could possibly come in. And then we each select 4 cards. The guidance is provided in order as we go around the table. Sometimes there are 6 of us. At other times, there have been close to 20. Each month is different, but the energy is the same. It's healing and a healing. It's therapy. It's a raising of consciousness. It's an awareness. It's a chance to step into another layer of enlightenment. It's a safe and sacred space. And amongst everyone that shows up, there tends to be a central theme that everyone experiences in their lives. And this time was no different. Change, transformation, struggling against the tides of staying where we've always been to where the new version of ourselves strives to take us. Struggling, surrendering, accepting, and allowing that the thought processes, beliefs, patterns, and behaviors that served us previously are not meant to take us to where we ultimately want to go. The ego-driven mind has a purpose, and that is to keep you thinking you are safe. And it serves its purpose well because oftentimes that safety comes through fear. Instinctively, humans are wired to fear the unknown. When an unknown experience comes into our lives to be made known, our ego immediately looks for a way to make us feel safe. That's great, but it can also be limiting. Let me ask you, how many restrictions and limiting beliefs would you say you have? Are you even aware of all the limiting beliefs and thoughts you possess? And where did they come from? Whose voice or voices are those? Fear has 2 acronyms: face everything and run, and face everything and rise. One of those takes courage. The other takes familiarity. And I thought it wonderful that the first card I pulled for this month's Tarot Swirl said courage on it. The image on the card depicts a flower growing out of concrete. There is light surrounding the flower. In fact, it emanates from the flower. The equivalent tarot card for this one is the Strength card. And with this tarot spread we use, the first card symbolizes the energy we bring into that moment. There are so many of us, not just those that sat around the table this month, that are experiencing change. Collectively, this is the energy needed right now, whether we like it or not. And for me personally, if I want the change I seek to actually happen, then I do need to have the courage to truly be myself, to allow myself to fully be seen as I am, to actively participate in life. For the past several weeks, I have been struggling with my mind, my ego, and the energy has been intense. I am in the midst of rewiring my thought processes and my beliefs. My ego wants to hold tightly to what has been known, what has been familiar. But my heart and soul wants to expand. The ego loves a good comfort zone. And comfort zones are nice, but nothing ever grows there. Growth only occurs through expansion. So how can you and I rewire our brains to start thinking differently? There isn't a clear-cut way. Everyone's process will be different depending on what your beliefs are and how open and willing you are to actually change. But it starts with acknowledgement, acceptance, surrender, and allowance. Acknowledge and accept the wiring your brain has now, limiting beliefs and all. Surrender to the fact that change is the only constant thing in this world. Change is inevitable. Life does not happen without change, whether on a minuscule or grand scale. But allow yourself the opportunity, whenever it comes up, and it does come up every day, to perceive change differently. Allow yourself to surrender and go with the flow. You can hold on to your end goals and wishes and desires, but allowing the flow of how things could play out, not so much how you plan for them to play out, is what's important. Now, I am sure almost everyone has been told to go with the flow at one point or another in their life. Those words are easier said than done. I am a big believer that if you consistently, actively choose to think differently, then it does in fact become easier to do. If you keep consciously choosing to flow rather than stay stuck out of fear, that choice becomes familiar and soon enough becomes your normal way of living, of being. An exercise was given out of guidance at Tarot Swirl that may help with rewiring your brain to think differently. So, to set the stage first, it will be helpful to understand that while we are sleeping, our minds are expanding. While sleeping, we are off in dreamland, off into outer dimensions and realities where all things are possible. The conscious ego parts of ourselves are all but gone. But it is upon waking, that precise moment of waking up, that our brains contract back into this 3D reality. And suddenly, we can and will start choosing all the thoughts. The thoughts about how the day should go, how to get this or that done, what we believe about ourselves, what we can and can't do, everything. Those thoughts shape how we move about the day. So maybe we could try this. Upon waking, breathe deeply in and slowly let it out. If we can breathe into the moment of just being, of just allowing ourselves to feel whole and open with no preconceived notions of anything else, we set ourselves up for greater awareness and greater conscious choice. The container that was once contracted to think and feel a certain way has expanded just a little bit. Breathwork can help with that. Breathing deeply allows you to bring in more life force energy. Breathwork itself is a grounding tool used to center and balance into the present moment. And if you think about it, life happens at the present moment and only in the present moment. Everything that has occurred before the present moment no longer physically exists. The memory and feelings may linger, but that actual moment no longer exists. And the future does not actually exist until it becomes the present moment. So all we have is the here and now. And it's in the here and now that we can choose differently. And while you are choosing to stay in that state of openness and beingness, even if it's just for 5 minutes every morning, you can choose the thoughts you want to think. What would happen if you allowed yourself to think, I am safe within the unknown today. If you said that every day, even more than once a day, eventually you will believe it. Your brain will have created new neurons that create new pathways to expanded thinking. And when you believe it, your behavior will reflect it. You'll naturally start choosing differently. You may start choosing to take a new route home instead of your usual one. You may start choosing a different food to eat, a different genre of book to read, different clothes to wear. You may start choosing to play yourself big instead of small. And you may start choosing that is all okay, and that you are safe to choose differently. So, try out that expanded consciousness moment in the mornings and see what happens. If anything, it may help you to stay cool, calm, and collected throughout the day, so you are capable of handling whatever life throws at you. You may find it just makes you feel good. But going back to, quote unquote, the old way of thinking, I think it's important to ask yourself, whose voice is that anyways? Growing up, we are told this should be that, and this should be this, and this is okay, and this is not, and if you do this, then that will happen, and so on. Whether those voices come from our family, friends, or society, we are inundated with multiple perceptions, many of which are deemed as facts and therefore should not be questioned. But when it comes time to grow, especially on a spiritual level, your level of questioning, well, comes into question. You may find yourself discerning whose voice is whose and which one to believe and hang on to, and which ones need transforming and rewiring. And that is beautiful. That's actually not something to be in fear of. Yet your ego mind may think otherwise, at least initially, until it feels safe with an expanded mode of thinking. But the very act of questioning shows you are in the midst of a transformation. And that transformation and the rewiring that takes place opens you up to a world of possibilities that you did not see or consider otherwise. They were there all along, but the filters and the blinders were set previously to keep you contained. But once you expand, your consciousness never regains its original dimensions. It's not meant to. And you are safe to build a life from the new structures of the new dimensions that were created. Just some food for thought. Well, thank you for joining me in this episode. I appreciate you taking the time to share this space with me. If this has resonated with you, please take a second to follow or subscribe, leave a review or comment, or share this with someone who may be venturing down a spiritual path and has a hunger to learn and grow. I will see you next time. Stay cozy and take care.